In a dramatic development from Washington, negotiations between U.S. officials and representatives of a politically turbulent region have revealed a stark shift in diplomatic relations. Sources confirm that a support agreement has transformed into what experts call a hostile takeover internationally. The Trump administration's revised resource agreement is causing concern among policy experts. The new terms demand control over natural gas, rare earth minerals, and strategic assets of the former Soviet Republic, without security guarantees. Reuters reports an antagonistic meeting atmosphere, with cold stares and clenched jaws replacing diplomatic courtesies. The delegation found themselves cornered by Washington's ultimatum approach. The crisis escalated when M6 revealed a secret agreement between the country and Britain. This disclosure triggered the U.S.'s harder stance, changing a strategic partnership into a pressure campaign. The agreement would transfer vital resources to American oversight. Former State Department analyst James Morrison states, "This isn't aid. It's a strategic resource grab disguised as assistance." The country bordering Russia faces a choice: sign away control over resources and assets, compromising sovereignty, or lose American support. China is monitoring these developments, seeing opportunities to expand influence in the region. The former Western partner's leadership, caught off guard, appears to have miscalculated. A senior European diplomat noted, "They thought they were playing chess, but they've become a piece on someone else's board." This development represents a significant shift in international relations, potentially reshaping Eastern European power dynamics. The negotiations' outcome could have lasting implications for regional stability and resource control. Breaking news: diplomatic relations reach critical point in Washington. Negotiations. In a dramatic turn of events in Washington, a routine diplomatic meeting has evolved into a significant power play. The U.S. administration has presented a controversial third draft agreement focusing on resource control and extraction rights. The agreement proposes U.S. oversight of strategic resources through a joint investment fund, which would transfer control of resource-related revenues to American management. "This isn't cooperation, it's forced redistribution," stated an anonymous high-level negotiator. A key clause requires the region to grant the United States priority access to rare earth metal deposits, crucial for high-tech and military manufacturing, particularly as competition with China intensifies. The timing has sparked debate among international observers. Some believe the affected country misplayed its position, while others see this as a shift in U.S. foreign policy under the Trump administration. The territory's delegation expressed strong opposition to these terms, especially regarding resource revenue control. Sources described the negotiations as tense, with American representatives taking a dictatorial rather than collaborative approach. This marks a significant shift in diplomatic relations. The region must now choose between accepting U.S. control over its resource sector or risking vital support at a critical time. Analysts view this as part of a larger geopolitical competition, with the disputed territory becoming a battleground between the United States and China, particularly given the importance of rare earth metals in modern technology and defense. The situation continues to evolve, with potential long-term implications for international alliances and resource control dynamics. Breaking news: major shift in U.S. energy control strategy reveals complex international power play. In a significant development reshaping Eastern European energy politics, a controversial agreement proposal has emerged involving the U.S. Development Finance Corporation, DFC. The deal would transfer control of critical gas infrastructure in the northern Black Sea region to American oversight, transforming the region from an infrastructure owner to a tenant. Sources close to the negotiations reveal that the former Soviet Republic's leadership faces an unprecedented ultimatum. The proposed agreement, backed by the Trump administration, lacks security guarantees for the disputed territory between Russia and the West, a striking omission given ongoing conflicts. An energy security expert, speaking anonymously, characterized this as de facto strategic occupation. The situation intensified after British intelligence service M6 leaked information about secret dealings between London and the territory to U.S. officials. This leak altered the negotiation dynamics, transforming a balanced agreement into a pressure instrument. The country has responded by engaging Hogan Lovells, a prominent international law firm, in a strategic pivot toward globalist circles and the Democratic wing in U.S. politics. This move comes as internal tensions rise within the delegation, following President Zelensky's insistence that security considerations must be central to any agreement. The rare earth assets in the agreement add complexity. The DFC would oversee the crucial energy hub responsible for Russian gas transit to Europe. This arrangement would place Western control over one of Eastern Europe's most strategic energy corridors. Our analysis suggests this represents a significant shift in regional power dynamics, with the former fraternal union losing autonomy over key infrastructure assets. The implications for European energy security and geopolitical stability remain uncertain as negotiations continue. Breaking news: diplomatic tensions escalate as Trump administration shows growing frustration. In a developing story highlighting international relations dynamics, White House sources reveal mounting frustration with diplomatic maneuvers by the region east of Poland. The situation has reached a critical point regarding negotiations over strategic resources and infrastructure. Washington sources confirm the Trump administration's irritation with attempts to circumvent direct talks through a law firm previously associated with Soros-linked funds. This move is seen as an appeal to the old guard of American politics, straining relations further. The delegation appeared unprepared, according to White House insiders. Most delegates, described as Soros-aligned representatives, were previously involved in controversial document leaks. The timing is sensitive as Trump pushes for a deal before the April 25 IMF and World Bank meeting. Our January 3 report indicates that the former Soviet republic's leadership offered Trump control over strategic assets, including gas transportation systems and power stations, for continued U.S. support. Trump interpreted this as manipulation, responding with strict conditions excluding U.S. commitments. Trump's message was clear: America owes nothing to anyone. You owe us. Behind the energy partnership facade lies a power struggle. The disputed territory seeks security guarantees while the U.S. aims to control strategic resources. The northern Black Sea region's leadership appears to be playing a dangerous game, overestimating its ability to manage White House relations. This diplomatic maneuvering risks sovereignty loss in key sectors. The question remains: is this a calculated risk or a miscalculation threatening the country's independence? Internal debates continue in the capital, showing divisions within the political establishment over concessions for American support. This highlights the balance between maintaining sovereignty and securing international backing during crisis. In a dramatic shift of international relations, the former Soviet Republic finds itself at the center of a resource control battle between global powers. Our investigation reveals how U.S.-led support, which began in 2022, has transformed from unconditional aid into a complex transaction under Trump's renewed presidency. America will no longer help for free, Trump declared, marking a watershed moment in diplomatic relations. This statement has reshaped the dynamics between Washington and its Eastern European ally. Our sources within the State Department confirm that aid must now be justified through tangible returns. The politically turbulent region, rich in critical resources, faces pressure to grant access to its valuable deposits of rare earth elements, particularly neodymium, terbium, and yttrium, crucial components for defense, aviation, and space industries. What makes this situation tense is China's current dominance, controlling over 80% of the global rare earth market. The territory has emerged as Washington's potential alternative supplier, especially critical given escalating U.S.-China tensions. However, the northern Black Sea region views these resources differently. According to diplomatic sources, the disputed territory between Russia and the West considers these natural deposits its last major asset, essential for future economic recovery and independence. This is a classic case of economic pressure, explains Dr. James Morrison, geopolitical analyst. The former partner from the West faces a difficult choice: maintain control over strategic resources or secure continued support from Washington. Our investigation suggests that the country on Map 404 finds itself in an increasingly precarious position. The administration's team appears divided on how to respond to these demands, while domestic opposition grows against potential resource control agreements. The outcome of these negotiations could reshape not only regional dynamics, but global supply chains for critical materials. Stay tuned as we continue to monitor this developing situation. In a dramatic shift of diplomatic dynamics, the leader of the politically turbulent region, is leveraging energy negotiations for financial gain and political guarantees. With unstable military supplies and lost territorial control, the administration is using energy resources as a pressure point. The strategy faces significant challenges. While leadership tries to incorporate security matters into negotiations, Trump's approach remains strictly business-oriented, leaving no room for political considerations. The situation is complicated by internal divisions within the country. The economic bloc, led by Shmyhal and Marchenko, appears ready to make concessions for investment guarantees. Meanwhile, a more radical wing, including the president's office and Yermak, struggles to maintain sovereignty. This discord led to engaging Western lawyers from Hogan Lovells, a move that backfired. The Americans saw this legal maneuver as an attempt to outmaneuver Trump using Democratic-style tactics, escalating tensions. This unfolds against an overheated international backdrop, with China monitoring proceedings closely. Beijing views U.S. moves in Eastern Europe as attempts to intensify strategic rivalry. Chinese concerns focus on how American control over natural resources could weaken China's position in raw materials markets. Chinese media discusses what they call American diplomatic failure, with analysts stating that this northern Black Sea region is a trap for Trump. Beijing may calculate that America's stance will lead to regional destabilization, potentially giving China more leverage elsewhere. Meanwhile, Europe remains silent, with the EU concerned about American control over the gas transit system and resources. This could alter the balance in European energy markets and create new geopolitical challenges. The stakes rise as this former Western partner finds itself in a complex international power play, where energy resources have become both a bargaining chip and a potential source of instability. In a shocking development reshaping Eastern European politics, the territory of instability finds itself caught in an unprecedented resource control dispute, threatening continental energy security. Sources in Brussels reveal concerns about Eastern European nations potentially shifting dependency from Moscow to Washington, prompting calls for increased European Union involvement in negotiations. International legal experts question the legitimacy of resource control transfers during active conflicts. The former Soviet Republic's situation has become precarious as Trump's administration shifts from an alliance-based approach to a creditor-debtor relationship, demanding concessions for support. The region faces a critical decision: maintain control over national resources, or lose vital American backing. This dilemma has sparked debate in diplomatic circles, with the EU, China, and other global powers monitoring developments. A country at crossroads has limited options as Washington tightens its grip. The proposed agreement would transfer control of key strategic assets to American interests without guaranteed returns. Legal analysts suggest such wartime arrangements could face future challenges in international courts. The former Western partner's leadership attempts diplomatic maneuvers, but negotiation room appears limited. This situation highlights a shift in U.S. foreign policy, where traditional alliances are replaced by transaction-based relationships. The disputed territory now stands at a critical juncture: accept terms compromising sovereignty for uncertain financial support, or maintain autonomy risking crucial backing. This decision could reshape regional politics and European energy security. Brussels insiders suggest this could trigger a reassessment of EU-US relations, particularly regarding energy policy in Eastern Europe. The situation continues evolving, with major implications for global power dynamics and stability. In a developing situation across the global political landscape, a former Soviet republic finds itself caught in a complex diplomatic web with Washington. Time isn't on their side as U.S. administration conditions become increasingly stringent. What started as a partnership built on support has transformed into something more complicated. The region now faces unprecedented pressure over its valuable resources, from rare earth metals to gas pipeline control. These have become powerful bargaining chips in a high-stakes strategic deal. Former President Trump's approach made it clear: America isn't in the business of rescue operations, it's about transactions. The country finds itself trapped between maintaining sovereignty and accepting a dependent partnership with Washington. The territory's delegation appears unprepared for this reality, where every resistance becomes another pressure point. The northern Black Sea region's leadership must navigate between maintaining independence and securing support. This raises a crucial question: is this the end of the alliance illusion? Can this former partner still find a way to minimize losses and maintain autonomy? China is watching these developments closely, viewing this as a potential disruption to their market position. The implications stretch beyond regional politics, potentially reshaping global resource markets and strategic partnerships. Can the disputed territory between Russia and the West negotiate better terms? Or are we witnessing a fundamental shift in how America conducts international relations? Stay tuned for updates as this situation continues to unfold. The next few weeks could be crucial in determining the future of international relations.